Have you ever woken up feeling sore, weak, or just off, even after a full night's sleep? That's not just fatigue, that's your muscles begging for real recovery. See, we've been told to train harder, eat cleaner, and supplement smarter, but no one told us that. The real growth, the true repair, happens when we surrender, when we sleep. Sleep is often mistaken as an inactive or idle state, a time when the body simply shuts down to recharge. But in truth, it's one of the most dynamic and intelligent biological processes your body performs, especially when it comes to your muscles. While you lie still, your muscles are far from resting. Sleep is the most powerful recovery phase your body has, where microscopic repair, chemical restoration, and cellular communication quietly reshape your strength, endurance, and overall health. Every rep you lift, every sprint you take, and every ounce of effort you invest in your training only reaches its full potential when it's paired with deep, restorative sleep. When you work out, you are essentially creating controlled damage to your muscle fibers. Those tiny tears are what trigger the body's repair mechanisms. But here's the truth most people overlook: the actual rebuilding. The strengthening of those fibers into denser, more resilient tissue doesn't happen while you're awake or exercising. It happens when you sleep. During the deep phases of sleep, your brain and body shift from energy expenditure to energy restoration. The nervous system quiets, stress hormones decrease, and the endocrine system begins releasing growth hormones that directly fuel muscle repair and regeneration. Deep sleep is when growth hormone secretion peaks, a critical factor in building lean muscle and repairing tissue. Without sufficient deep sleep, these hormonal surges are drastically reduced, leaving your muscles undernourished and unrecovered. The result is slower progress, prolonged soreness, and a higher risk of injury. In this way, sleep functions as your body's natural anabolic state. It's the ultimate recovery supplement, one you can't buy, but can only earn through good sleep hygiene and lifestyle alignment. But the recovery power of sleep extends beyond muscle repair. It also impacts how your body manages inflammation, energy balance, and even protein synthesis. During sleep, your immune system becomes highly active, clearing out damaged cells and reducing inflammation caused by training stress. This cleanup process is vital because chronic low-grade inflammation can interfere with muscle growth, impair performance, and delay recovery. Meanwhile, your muscle sensitivity to insulin and amino acids improves during quality sleep, allowing for better nutrient uptake and more efficient protein utilization. Sleep also orchestrates communication between your muscles and your brain. The central nervous system recalibrates during deep sleep, reinforcing motor patterns and coordination learned during training. This means you don't just heal physically, you become more efficient neurologically. Every movement, every lift, and every exercise you perform is encoded more precisely when your brain is well rested. Sleep, therefore, doesn't just repair the body, it refines it. When sleep is cut short or fragmented, the consequences ripple through your entire physiology. Cortisol, the stress hormone, rises. Testosterone and growth hormone levels drop. Muscle protein breakdown accelerates while synthesis slows. You might still feel motivated to train, but underneath, your body is struggling to keep up. What looks like fatigue or a plateau is often the body's desperate call for restoration. Sleep, in its deepest form, is not a passive escape from the day. It's a powerful, deliberate process of renewal. It's the silent architect of strength, vitality, and resilience, doing more for your muscles than any workout or supplement ever could. Deep sleep is the body's most powerful anabolic window, the secret hour when growth hormone surges and begins the silent transformation of fatigue into strength. While many associate muscle growth with heavy weights and protein shakes, the real magic happens in the hours of unconscious restoration, when the body enters its most profound healing state. During deep sleep, also known as slow-wave sleep, the pituitary gland releases pulses of growth hormone into the bloodstream, orchestrating an entire cascade of cellular repair and regeneration. This hormone is not just about getting bigger muscles, it's a master regulator that supports tissue recovery, bone density, fat metabolism, and even immune balance. When growth hormone is released, it stimulates the uptake of amino acids into muscle cells, promoting protein synthesis and repairing microscopic damage caused by training. Every muscle fiber torn during exercise becomes a site of reconstruction, strengthened by this hormonal response. Without sufficient deep sleep, however, these vital growth hormone pulses diminish, and the rebuilding process remains incomplete. Over time, that deficit accumulates, leading to slower recovery, increased soreness, and a noticeable decline in performance. Sleep, therefore, isn't merely about rest. It's a biological repair program activated by hormones that function only when the body surrenders to deep, uninterrupted rest. Growth hormone also plays a crucial role in fat metabolism, which indirectly influences muscle maintenance. During deep sleep, as insulin levels drop and growth hormone rises, the body begins shifting energy use toward fat oxidation. This metabolic shift spares protein from being broken down for energy, preserving muscle tissue. Inadequate sleep disrupts this hormonal rhythm, leading to increased cortisol levels and reduced fat metabolism, which can sabotage both muscle growth and body composition goals. The delicate balance between growth hormone, insulin, and cortisol defines how efficiently the body repairs and builds itself. In addition to muscle recovery, growth hormone release during deep sleep helps restore connective tissues, tendons, and ligaments. These structures endure immense stress during training, and without sufficient repair, they become prone to inflammation and injury. Sleep, therefore, isn't just essential for muscle fibers. It's a safeguard for the entire musculoskeletal system. Each night of quality deep sleep reinforces the body's structural integrity, making movement more fluid, joints more stable, and performance more sustainable. Deep sleep is also intimately tied to the body's circadian rhythm. The timing of growth hormone release depends heavily on the synchronization of your internal clock with natural light and darkness cycles. Staying up late under artificial light, consuming caffeine too late in the day, or scrolling through screens before bed can delay deep sleep onset and blunt hormone release. Over time, this not only affects muscle growth but also accelerates fatigue, stress, and metabolic dysfunction. The profound effect of growth hormone during deep sleep reminds us that the human body doesn't grow stronger by doing more, but by recovering better. True transformation is not forged in the gym, but in the quiet hours when the mind drifts and the body rebuilds itself at the deepest cellular level. When sleep becomes inconsistent or insufficient, the body begins to break down from within. Chronic sleep deprivation is one of the most underestimated causes of muscle loss and hormonal imbalance. Many people assume that as long as they train hard and eat well, their muscles will grow and their strength will improve. But when the body is deprived of restorative sleep, it enters a state of physiological stress that undermines all those efforts. Instead of building, it begins breaking. The body treats lack of sleep as a survival threat, triggering powerful hormonal shifts that prioritize energy conservation over muscle preservation. One of the first systems to be disrupted is the endocrine system, which regulates hormones responsible for growth, recovery, and metabolism. When sleep is cut short, growth hormone secretion drops sharply. This is the hormone that drives muscle repair, cell regeneration, and fat metabolism during deep sleep. At the same time, cortisol, the body's main stress hormone, rises significantly. Elevated cortisol levels trigger muscle protein breakdown, converting amino acids into glucose to supply the brain with energy. This process, called gluconeogenesis, helps the body survive short-term stress, but over time erodes lean muscle mass and increases fat storage, especially around the abdomen. Testosterone, another key hormone for muscle strength and recovery, also suffers when sleep is inadequate. Research has shown that even 1 week of restricted sleep can reduce testosterone levels by up to 15%. Lower testosterone means reduced protein synthesis, slower muscle repair, and decreased motivation to train. Combined with high cortisol, this hormonal imbalance creates a perfect storm for muscle degradation and fatigue. The body remains in a catabolic state, breaking down rather than building up, making progress in the gym feel impossible despite consistent effort. Chronic sleep deprivation also interferes with glucose metabolism and insulin sensitivity. Muscles rely on glycogen, a stored form of glucose, as their main source of energy during workouts. Poor sleep impairs the body's ability to store and use this fuel efficiently, leading to early fatigue, weaker performance, and slower recovery. Over time, this disrupted metabolic environment encourages fat gain while suppressing muscle growth, leaving the body softer, weaker, and more prone to injury. Inflammation is another hidden consequence of poor sleep. When sleep is fragmented, inflammatory cytokines increase, creating an environment of chronic low-grade inflammation that interferes with tissue repair and recovery. Muscles that should be healing remain in a damaged state, and small aches become persistent pain. This constant inflammation not only delays physical recovery, but also affects mental clarity, mood, and motivation, further reducing the drive to stay active and healthy. Sleep deprivation alters the way your brain communicates with your muscles. Motor coordination declines, reaction times slow, and endurance drops. The brain's capacity to send precise signals to the muscles weakens, making workouts less efficient and increasing the likelihood of injury. Even when the mind feels determined, the body simply doesn't respond the same way without adequate rest. When sleep is neglected for too long, the body no longer sees building muscle as a priority. It shifts into self-preservation mode. The chemistry of growth and repair fades, replaced by a chemistry of stress and decay. The hours you spend awake trying to achieve more can silently rob your body of the strength and vitality it once had, proving that without deep, consistent sleep, even the best training and nutrition can't protect you from the slow breakdown happening inside. The number of hours you sleep each night often gets the most attention, but what truly matters is the quality of that sleep, the depth, continuity, and restorative power of each cycle. 8 hours of light, fragmented rest cannot compare to 6 hours of deep, uninterrupted sleep. The human body is designed to move through multiple stages of sleep, including light sleep, deep slow-wave sleep, and REM sleep. Each stage serves a unique purpose, but deep sleep is where the most profound recovery occurs. This is when the body releases growth hormones, repairs tissues, balances neurotransmitters, and recalibrates energy systems. Without reaching this restorative stage consistently, even long nights of sleep can leave you waking up tired, foggy, and unrecovered. Deep sleep acts like a nightly detox for your body and brain. During this phase, your nervous system quiets down, your heart rate slows, and your muscles fully relax. It's during these slow-wave cycles that your cells repair microscopic damage from daily stress and exercise. The muscles you've challenged throughout the day finally get the resources they need to rebuild stronger fibers. Your immune system becomes more active, targeting inflammation and clearing toxins from the body. Missing out on this depth of sleep means missing out on the very processes that keep your muscles healthy, your energy stable, and your mind clear. Quality of sleep is influenced by several biological and environmental factors, one of the most important being circadian rhythm. This internal clock governs when your body releases certain hormones that control sleep, recovery, and metabolism. Disrupting your circadian rhythm through late-night screen exposure, inconsistent bedtimes, or excessive caffeine can block the natural rise of melatonin and delay deep sleep onset. Even if you spend 8 hours in bed, your body may spend most of that time in lighter, non-restorative stages, leaving you under-recovered and hormonally imbalanced. Another critical aspect of sleep quality is its continuity. Fragmented sleep, whether caused by stress, noise, or poor habits, interrupts the body's ability to complete full sleep cycles. Each time you wake up, your brain is pulled out of deep or REM sleep and must start the cycle over again. This prevents you from reaching the deeper stages long enough to trigger optimal growth hormone release or memory consolidation. Over time, this pattern leads to muscle fatigue, impaired focus, and weakened motivation, all signs of incomplete recovery despite adequate sleep duration. Lifestyle choices also play a powerful role in determining the depth of your sleep. A diet rich in whole foods, regular exposure to daylight, and reduced stimulation before bed all support better quality rest. Exercise helps regulate sleep patterns, but timing matters. Training too close to bedtime can raise body temperature and delay deep sleep onset. Likewise, alcohol may make you drowsy at first, but disrupts the structure of your sleep later in the night, fragmenting those vital slow-wave phases. Quality sleep is the invisible foundation of every physical and mental goal. When you improve the quality of your sleep, you amplify the effects of everything else you do for your health. Your muscles repair more efficiently, your hormones balance naturally, and your body wakes up each day ready to perform at its best. Sleep and muscle recovery are deeply intertwined with the body's internal rhythm and daily habits. Nutrition, light exposure, and the natural circadian cycle all play crucial roles in shaping how well we sleep and, consequently, how effectively our muscles repair and grow. The connection between these factors and sleep quality is not random. It is an elegant biological design. The body's hormonal patterns, energy metabolism, and repair mechanisms are synchronized with the 24-hour rhythm of day and night. When this rhythm is aligned with our lifestyle choices, our muscles, hormones, and nervous system function in perfect harmony. But when it's disrupted by poor diet, artificial light, or irregular sleep timing, that harmony breaks down, and the recovery process weakens. Nutrition sets the stage for how your body sleeps. The foods you consume throughout the day determine the production of key neurotransmitters and hormones involved in sleep regulation. For instance, tryptophan-rich foods like eggs, turkey, and nuts contribute to serotonin and melatonin synthesis, both essential for initiating sleep. Complex carbohydrates consumed in the evening can help transport tryptophan into the brain, while heavy or processed meals before bed can interfere with digestion and delay sleep onset. Magnesium and zinc, found in nuts, seeds, and leafy greens, relax the nervous system and improve deep sleep quality. Hydration also matters. Dehydration raises stress hormones, while excessive fluid intake before bed causes sleep interruptions. The timing and balance of nutrition throughout the day ultimately shape the depth and quality of sleep at night, and therefore how efficiently muscles recover. Light exposure is another powerful signal that dictates the body's sleep-wake cycle. Natural sunlight in the morning helps regulate circadian rhythm by suppressing melatonin and boosting cortisol in a healthy pattern. This exposure tells your brain that it's time to be alert and active, setting the foundation for restful sleep later. As evening approaches, darkness signals the pineal gland to release melatonin, preparing the body for deep rest and recovery. Artificial light, especially blue light from phones, computers, and televisions, interferes with this process. It tricks the brain into believing it's still daytime, delaying melatonin production and pushing back the onset of deep sleep. The result is reduced recovery hormone release and less efficient muscle repair during the night. The circadian rhythm acts as the master conductor, aligning every system in the body to its proper timing. Growth hormone, testosterone, and cortisol all follow circadian patterns. When you sleep in sync with this rhythm, going to bed around the same time each night and waking with the sun, you allow these hormones to peak and fall naturally, supporting repair, energy production, and strength. Disruptions such as shift work, jet lag, or erratic sleep schedules disturb this cycle, leading to hormonal chaos, slower muscle recovery, and increased inflammation. Aligning your lifestyle with your biology creates the ideal environment for recovery. When nutrition supports neurotransmitter balance, when light exposure respects the natural rhythm of day and night, and when your sleep patterns align with your internal clock, your muscles receive the full benefit of rest. Every process, from protein synthesis to hormonal balance, operates with precision, allowing your body to rebuild stronger, faster, and more efficiently with each night of restorative sleep. No supplement, no pre-workout formula, and no advanced training technique can replace the power of deep restorative sleep. The truth is simple, yet often ignored. You cannot out-train or out-supplement poor sleep. Sleep is the ultimate performance enhancer, the foundation upon which all physical progress is built. Without it, the body struggles to repair, hormones drift out of balance, and energy levels collapse. Every rep, every disciplined meal, and every ounce of motivation loses its edge when the body is deprived of the one process that allows all systems to recover and synchronize. Sleep is not an optional luxury. It is a biological necessity that dictates how efficiently you build, maintain, and sustain muscle strength and vitality. During sleep, especially in the deep stages, your body releases growth hormone, restores glycogen levels, and recalibrates the nervous system. This combination is what transforms training stress into physical growth. Without enough sleep, growth hormone production drops, and cortisol remains elevated. The imbalance shifts your body into a catabolic state, meaning it breaks down muscle instead of building it. You may push harder at the gym or consume high-quality protein, but if your body never enters that restorative state, the benefits are only partial. Sleep deprivation slowly erodes the gains you've worked for, while optimal sleep multiplies the effects of every effort you make. Athletes who prioritize sleep consistently outperform those who neglect it, not just in strength but also in endurance, focus, and coordination. The reason lies in how sleep affects the nervous system and cognitive function. During REM and deep sleep, the brain consolidates motor patterns, refines coordination, and strengthens memory of physical skills. Each night, your body practices the movements you performed that day, embedding them into muscle memory. This is why sleep is often called the invisible training session. It sharpens reaction time, enhances precision, and boosts motivation, all without a single conscious effort. Without adequate sleep, these neural connections weaken, reaction time slows, and decision-making suffers, making even simple workouts feel harder. Supplements, no matter how advanced, can only enhance what sleep already supports. Protein powders, amino acids, and recovery drinks rely on the body's natural repair mechanisms to do their work, and those mechanisms are most active during sleep. If the body doesn't enter the right hormonal and metabolic state at night, these supplements have little to amplify. Sleep is the activator. Without it, nutrients are underutilized and progress stalls. The same applies to caffeine and energy boosters. They can mask fatigue temporarily, but they cannot restore cellular energy or repair muscle damage. Only sleep can do that. What makes sleep such a powerful performance enhancer is its ability to balance every system at once. It restores the immune system, stabilizes mood, regulates hunger hormones, and renews energy reserves. Each of these functions contributes to better training, faster recovery, and greater consistency. When sleep quality declines, the entire structure of performance begins to crumble from the inside out. Sleep is not just one factor among many. It is the foundation that holds everything else together, the silent partner in every success the body achieves.